Let's learn how to boost our Vue app performance using defining sync components. You may be wondering, what is defining sync components? It's a lazy load function that loads a component from the server when it's needed. In here, we're going to create the login page. We're going to design our login page using Tailwind CSS. Inside the script tag, I'm going to define a reactive property. I'm going to name it login input. We are going to assign it ref. Then inside the ref, we're going to pass into property the email and password. Let's import ref from Vue. After that, we are going to bound these two properties from our input. We're going to pass here using the model directive and pass here login input that email, and also we're going to pass here to the password login input that password. Now let's head over the browser and see what we got right here, and also make sure your dev server is running. Now we are going to go back inside our text editor. In there, we are going to create a loading component that we are going to show up when we're going to click on the login form. In here, let's create a component folder. We're going to put in the loading.vue file. Now let's import the loading.vue file inside the login page. And then we're going to pass it inside the template tag. Now let's head over the browser. You can see that actually show up the loading indicator. I'm going to head in the console and then click network tab. In here, I'm going to show up all pages that we just loaded from our Vue app and pass here that Vue extension. And in here, I'm going to click refresh. And you can see in here that actually we just loaded the login page and the loading.vue file. These are two components that we just loaded from our Vue app. Now let's go back inside our text editor. In here, I'm going to define a loading reactive property and a function to simulate an HTTP request to the server. The loading reactive property to show and hide the loading component, and the login.vue file to simulate an HTTP request to the server. Now I'm going to pass here the if directive. If the value of the loading is equal to true, we're going to show it up, else we're going to hide it. I'm going to call a function click event on the back end and pass on click event. We're going to pass here login user. Let's go back inside the browser, and then you can see when I'm going to click on the login, we're going to show it up. Yeah. After 2 seconds, we had it again. And if I refresh the page here, you can see that actually just imported two files, the login page.vue and loading.vue file. But what if we decide to gain a maximum performance of our app by using the defining sync components? Let's go back inside the text editor. In here, I'm going to pass here the defining sync component. It takes a callback, and then we use the dynamic import to import the components. I'm going to comment the second line here. And then I'm going to import the defining sync component from Vue. Let's head over the browser and refresh. In here, you're going to see that I actually just imported one file, which is the login page.vue. We don't load the loading.vue file. We are going to load it when we're going to click on the login button. You can see we just load the loading.vue file. We load it when it's needed. And this is how we can leverage the defining sync component function to have a maximum performance of our Vue.js app. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.